Hi guys, welcome back to TechnoWeb Hack. This is Parikshit here, back again with the new video, and this video is the second part and the continuation of the Beef framework. As in the previous tutorial, we have seen what is Beef and how the Beef framework work. So in the continuation of that, in this tutorial I will show you what are the commands that are there inside the Beef framework and how to use this command to exploit the target browser by using the Beef. Alright, so this is what we will see today practically here. So I have already logged into the Beef. Now I will open the Firefox browser here and I will just open to the 192.168.43.46, and here we can see welcome to the Beef, and this is the test website. Suppose let's say like user is visiting our malicious web server or website where we have already hooked the Beef framework script and user is active on our web server. So we will see the victim's browser under our online browser in attacker machine. Alright, so you can see the details in the details tab. Alright, under the logs you can see what are the activities that are happening on the browser, and here it is the commands tab where multiple commands that we can execute against the victim browser. So this is what we are going to see today. Alright, so let's begin it now. When here as a victim I have already visited to the web server and I can see that welcome to the Beef and this is the test website. So it might happen that user will be not staying on this page and he might open the new tab and try to browse any other website as well. Alright, so how we will make sure that user is staying on our page or our malicious website so that we can perform our commands at the attacker machine. So in this case what we can do is we can first redirect the browser and then we can later perform our other commands. Alright, so that will be the better idea here. So I will first redirect this page into any website, like let's say like a news website or something where user will be keep on reading the news and something, and we will have enough time to execute the commands over the target browser. Alright, so I will check this website here where it says like a rediff.com and /news. So I will just copy this. So I'm going to redirect the victim's browser. Here we can do is under the browser hooked domain, and I can see that redirect browser option is there. But when you redirect the browser and when you paste the URL over here, okay, you can see it here that 192.168.43.46 is there. When I redirect it, so it will redirect to that particular website. So you can see that now it is redirected to rediff.com/news, but I'm no longer active on the malicious web server or website. So to do this, so I will first go back here. So as I can see that now I'm active on this particular web server, okay, and when I redirected the browser to this website I was no longer active on this particular web server. Okay, so to keep the browser active on our malicious web server, how we can redirect the browser to any other website? So there is another option here, you can see it's a redirect browser iframe. So here you can give the redirect URL as any news website or something, and inside the IP address 0000, here you have to give your localhost IP address or your malicious web server IP address you have to give over here. Alright, and I will just now execute it. So you can see that okay, it's ready, and now I can see okay, it is redirected and rediff.com. so my IP address is still the same, so it means that the victim's browser is active on the web server, malicious web server, and you can see that he's currently on the page of rediff.com/news. Okay, so by the time the victim is checking on any news over here, we can also perform any other commands in here. So we will go through one by one over here. Alright, so you can see under the browser what are the options that we have. So here we can see that hooked domain, and what are the options that we have here. A lot of options we have here guys, but I will not go through each and everything here, which will take a lot of time over here. So you can go through this on your own, and I will just cover few things over here. So let's say like get cookies, and when I say execute over here, so it will retrieve me the cookie. Okay, so you can see that the cookie, and which is a Beef hook. So this is our hooked website itself, but it gives the cookie. Alright, so this is how it gives the cookie as well, and you can get the cookie from the target browser as well over here. Okay, So next option here we have like get form values, get a local storage, get page href. So what is get page hrefs here? So you can see like you can simply just click on any option or command over here, and it will give you the description of this particular command as well over here. Alright, so you can see that this module will retrieve the hrefs from the target page. So it will retrieve what are the hyperlinks that the HTML page is containing. So it will give you that. So like let's say I'm executing it, and okay, it is ready. And now when I say click on here, so data equal to links equal to, so here basically the malicious web server is 192.168.43.46, which you guys know that it just says that welcome to the beef, and this is the test website, and there were no hyperlinks available on that particular page. So that's the reason it is not showing you any link over here. Alright, if you are hooking any web server or website where it contains the links, so it should show you some links over here. Alright, so like that it works. And here you can see the next one is get page HTML. So it will give you the HTML source code. So you can see that this is the HTML page that it has source code it has given over here. So next, moving further, you can also click on the get stored credential, and it will retrieve the username and password stored on the login page. Alright, so you can try this as well. Okay, so moving further, here you can see that replace href. Okay, so you can see that the replace hrefs. So this module will rewrite all the hrefs, which is hyperlinks. So you can give any URL or any link over here, and it will replace it with the existing one which is there on that particular web page. Alright, so next one here is like a create a dialog. Let's say like you want to create any dialog page over the victim's browser. Let's say like you have been hacked or something like that. Anything you can type over here. So you have been hacked, and I say like execute. So you will see that this particular dialog box is created, and you can see you have been hacked. So okay, so you can see like that it works. So you can also create a prompt dialog where you can ask for anything, hello or something like that. And when I executed it, so you can see that hello, and the prompt came where you can also reply with something like hi. So I am just click OK, and you can see that when I click on the command, so here answer equal to hi. This is how I can see what exactly the victim is typing into the particular box as well. Alright, and I have already shown you guys redirect browser. So it will simply redirect the browser, and with that you will lose your control over the browser, because it will redirect to the other website. So that's the reason we are using the redirect browser iframe option over here. Here you have to give the IP address of your malicious web server, and your redirect URL should be here. Alright, so then you execute it, and this is how it works in our Firefox browser. Okay, you can see that I'm having the IP address for our malicious web server, and I'm still using the RediffMail website over here. Alright, so here a lot of options are there, but like suppose let's say like detect extensions. So it will, okay, so you can see that this module detect the extension installed in the Google Chrome and Mozilla Firefox. So I just executed, and it's now ready. And when I click on it, so it will show you what are the extensions that are installed on the Firefox or Chrome browser. Okay, sometimes it may take some time to display the result. Okay, sometimes you will have to re-execute the command, and sometimes it doesn't work as well. Alright, so you can skip that option over here. Alright, so we will move further here, and we will see what are the other options are available here. So you can see like a detect toolbars, detect the VLC, detect QuickTime, LastPass, and Foxit Reader. So a lot of commands that you can execute against the target browser over here. Okay, so now we will move to the next option, which is like suppose Chrome extension. So as we are not using a Chrome browser in here, we will not use this option. And under the debug also you can see some DNS tunnel and return ASCII character, return image, anything you can try to play with here. Okay, let's move to the exploit over here. And here you can see there are a lot of exploit you can try with. Okay, so beef bind and active fax or something like that. So here you can see that most of the exploits are there, but they are of no use. And so like localhost or DNS and router So there are multiple exploit against the router as well. So switch and XSS and normal other exploits, Apache cookie disclosure, something like that. Okay, so you can go through it. Okay, there are so many exploits are available here, where most of the exploits are not usable in our case, but you can try to use any of the exploit against the target browser. Alright, so we'll move further and we'll see what is there exactly inside the host. So you can see, like, detect the Bitdefender, detect the Google desktop, you can detect the geolocation. So if you have the location enabled on your browser, it will detect the physical location of the browser by using this geolocation API. Alright, so you can try these options as well. Okay, so here we will move further, IPsec, and you can try to use this command as well. Under the Metasploit there is nothing here, and MISC is MISC. Okay, there are some options as well, and these are of no use for us. So we'll move further, and under the network you can try to detect the burp. Okay, so what this option will do is, like, it will check whether you have the burp active or not, and just similarly the detect Tor option will also check whether the victim browser is using a Tor or not. Okay, and similarly you can also use the detect social network here. So what this option will check is, it will check whether the user is currently active on the Gmail or Facebook or Twitter or not. Okay, so once you, like, execute it, okay, and when you check the result, so it should display here that, so yeah, as you can see, so for Gmail it says, like, user is not authenticated to Gmail, and Twitter, so you can see that Twitter user is authenticated to Twitter, and response timeout, and Facebook, so here user is not authenticated to the Facebook. But as you can see, guys, I'm not even active on the Twitter as well, so sometime it gives the fake result, as we can see here. Alright, so you can, like, go through these options and you can try to dig more and more what else you can do with it. So you can see under the persistence also we have some options, and phone gap, these options will only work when your target device is the phone. Alright, so this option will only work on the mobile device. Alright, so we will move to the next is social engineering. We have a lot of options, and here we will go with one by one. So let's say, like, Clippy. So Clippy, what it do is, it will bring us the Clippy image and ask the user to do the stuff. So user who accept are prompted to download an executable. Okay, so we have to first set up what executable the user should get, and then what else we can do with that particular executable file. Okay, so in our case we know that how we send the payload to the user, and once he executes it, so how we get the interpretation by using our handler. Okay, so that's what we are going to do here now. So by using this, we have already the multi-handler exploit started over here, and what I will do is, here I will just provide first required details in here. So 192.168.43.46, and here, so I will also give the path of executable over here, where he should be able to download it from our web server. So 192.168.43.46, and I will directly keep it inside there. Okay, so I will check whether what else I have in my web server. Alright, so I will have to put any file, any payload under the HTML. So I already have some files like a payload2.exe, and this should be the exe file. So here I can simply try to rename it something like update browser, or browser update, browser_update.exe. Alright, so you can see that browser update.exe is there. So similarly I will also have to set this up in our browser as well here. So like 192.168.43.46 and browser_update.exe. so this will be the file, executable file, that will get downloaded once he click on yes, or once he accept our message. Alright, so I will start executing it. So I executed it, and now you can see on the target browser here we can see, yeah, your browser appears to be out of date, and would you like to upgrade it. So before that I will make sure I have already started the listener over here. So I will see what are the options that we need to set. We have to set the payload, L host and L port here. So as I have already created one of the payload for the Windows Meterpreter US TCP, so I'll be setting the L host here now, which will be our 192.168.43.46, and then I'm going to start the exploit here. So listener is started now, and so I will be now executing it. Okay, so you can see that I executed it, and now it should, yeah, you can see that your browser appears to be out of the date, and would you like to upgrade it? So I will click on yes. So you can see that the browser update.exe kind of file is trying to download. I will save it. Okay, and I will double click it to run, and I will allow the system to run this file. Okay, run anyway. You can see now I executed that file, and in our machine we should get the meterpreter session. Okay, you can see that we got the meterpreter session over here because we started the listener at our source. So we can see what are the options we can do, and what else we can do, system info and all this thing. Okay, so system sysinfo or something. Okay, so you can see that I got the complete control over my Windows machine as well, and I already shown you what else you can do inside this meterpreter session after you get the control over any Windows machine. Alright, let's minimize this. So this is how you can ask the user to download something, and once you download and install it, so this is how you get the meterpreter session as well. Alright, so the same way here we can see that, okay, fake flash update, something like that. So here you have to do the same thing as well, and you have to give the payload URL here as well, just like how we given it. Okay, so I will check what are the payload we have here. So we can also give the browser update by renaming. So just like that we can also give this particular payload here to the user for saying like Adobe Flash Player update, Adobe Flash update, something like that. Copy this so that I can put it over here, and when I say like execute, so you can see at the browser side it gives you the pop-up to update the flash. Okay guys, so you can see that when I click on install, so it says Adobe Flash Player update 2.exe, and when I download it I can save it, and I can now double click on this file. So it will ask me to run this file. So before I run it I will make sure that I have the handler started over here, and this is how I will then get the complete control over the victim's machine. Alright, so this is how it works. So similarly you can see that we have different options again over here, like fake notification bar for the Firefox browser. So you have to make sure that you will provide a IP address over here. It will pop up the user that additional plugin is required to display some element on this page, and when I execute it, so you can see that on our browser we got the pop-up where it is asking to install the plugin, and when I allow it I can see that it's downloading, and I can install it. Okay, so like this way you can also get the user to install any malicious add-ins or extension from our attacker machine. Alright, so just like that you can also see the Google phishing over here. So here we can see the Google phishing is nothing but it will give you the phishing page of the Google login page or the Gmail login page. Okay, so you can see that over here. I will try to execute it here. So 192.168.14.46, and I will execute it. So you can see that now it is redirected to Google login page here, Gmail login page. Alright, so suppose in this case user will think that, oh, I logged out or something like that, and suppose I am giving here the username as a test and test 12345, and I sign in. So you can see that here the first page I can see that is redirected to the original Google login page. But here in the attacker machine, what if suppose user has entered his correct credential, and we can see that over here. So you can see that when I click on this command, I can see the username was entered as a test and password was entered as a test12345. Okay, so you like this way you can also hack the user's Gmail credentials as well. Alright, but as here you can see it's now redirected to the original Google login page, but in another window we have our web server still active over here. Okay, so similarly you can see that here a lot of other options are here, like suppose let's see. So okay, now let's try with the petty theft here. So what these options will do here is, you can here it will ask the user to enter the username and password for particular dialog box. So you can see that you can try it with the Facebook, LinkedIn, Windows, or generic anything, like you can just try with. Okay, so we will try with the Facebook here. Alright, so let's change the IP address here to our localhost, to our web server IP address, and I will execute it. So here still you can see that I got the pop-up window where it is asking me to log into the Facebook. It says that the session timed out, and when I click on outside of this window, it is not allowing me to exit out of it until and unless I enter something here. Let's say like user is checking any news website, and suppose that website supports for the Facebook login, so he might think that, oh, I logged out of the Facebook, I should log in back, so something like that. Okay, so let's say like test123 and password as a password here. I will log in now. So you can see that I'm get back to this page again, but here in the attacker machine you can see, so you can see that when I click on the command, I can see the credentials entered by the victim. So test123 and password as a password. Alright, so this is how it works, guys. You can try to use any of this command in here and try to do the social engineering against the target browser. Alright, there are a lot of commands and a lot of other exploits are here. You can try to go through it and play around with it. Alright guys, so I hope you understood this. If you have any queries or question, you can also comment below down. So that's all for this video. So here our beef framework topic is completed. In the next video I will show you some other interesting topics, and make sure guys you are not using this for any illegal purpose, as this video is only for the information purpose. Alright, so if you find this video helpful and if you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you have not subscribed my channel yet, please do subscribe to the channel. Alright guys, so I will meet you in the next video with some other interesting topics. So thanks for watching, have a great day, and bye bye.